Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And today, we're drinking bourbon. All right, Ben, we know that inflation's bad.
Right.
But I think they're also like cutting the size of packages just to like keep the price kind of normal, but you're getting less stuff.
Case in point.
Case in point.
Actually, I didn't buy this on the shelf like that. This is a sample from Greg Aaron's. This is BAM Old Elk Infinity Blend 2022. All right, so as I said, this is a sample from Greg Aaron's. So cheers, Greg. Thank you very much for this.
Thanks, Greg.
This is the Old Elk 2022 Infinity Blend. We are pretty good fans of Old Elk.
Old Elk
We've
is
liked
pretty
everything
awesome.
we've had from them so far.
Brief summary, they used to source all of their stuff from MGP. MGP, turns out, makes some great stuff.
Sure.
They stole, it seems, not only their whiskey, but also the guy that did the blending.
I think they bought the whiskey outright, but
yeah,
they stole the master distiller or
master
whatever.
distiller, yeah. Well, they offered him a, money truck.
So this one, I guess they do this.
And they're now blending their own stuff and distilling their own stuff in Colorado.
Right.
That's the summary.
And so I believe they do these once a year, the Infinity Blend. They run, I think they're north of $100.
120 is the one I saw, but I didn't buy it.
And so this one, I looked up a little information on it, and it has, on Old Elk's website, it does have what the blend is. Okay. It says this year, it's a collection of whiskey that include 18% Old Elk 2021 Infinity Blend.
Oh.
So they took some of the leftover blend, put it in here. So kind of like a sour mash version of a blend.
Yeah.
15% Old Elk straight bourbon whiskey aged 7 years, 9% Kentucky.
Which we've had.
Yep. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey aged 13 years.
Oh, wow.
6% Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey aged 12 years, and 52% Old Elk wheat whiskey.
Which I've had.
Aged 7 years. So this should be a very interesting.
Plenty of age in this.
Yeah, for sure.
13 and 12 year, significant amount. 7 year, yeah.
Really nice on the nose.
Nothing like stands out though as like, hey, look at me,
Definitely a wheat influence for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely like buttered bread, buttered toast.
Yeah, bready.
Like, yeah.
Which I love. I love that in a wheat whiskey or a wheated bourbon.
Yeah. Nothing else. All right, I'm gonna go for it.
Really light caramel.
Yeah.
Like a light ice cream topping, like a caramel drizzle.
Significantly more sweetness than I would have thought. A little bit of citrus. Wonder where that came from. The caramel's there.
The citrus might be power of suggestion, but a very, very subtle, like lemon zest or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, tons of sweetness. This is really good. I like this a lot.
Yeah, it is excellent. The finish is nice. It's not a drop off. It's nice and mellow. But I do feel that like this is not a like in your face aggressive bourbon. It's got a lot of nice subtle flavors that work well together.
Now, 52% of this is 7-year wheat whiskey. So you're gonna have that wheat profile.
Definitely.
There's a lot of age in the blend, but I'm not getting a ton of like, I'm not getting the very strong over-oaked. Yeah, it's not tannic at all. I'm not getting the too much barrel spice on this.
Right.
It's just really just a nice grouping of sweetness.
I forgot what's the proof point. 114.
It's kind of 114.1.
Yeah, noticeable.
It's definitely noticeable higher proof, but I don't know if I would have guessed 114. You could convince me this is a 105 or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, really nice. I'm gonna have a little bit more of this.
It has a little bit of brightness. I don't know how to describe it. Like,
well, that's kind of what I was getting when I was saying the caramel note that I'm getting from this is a very light caramel, and it reminds me of just like an ice cream topping.
So I have a
caramel
description,
sauce.
And I feel like this description is going to come across really negative, but I don't mean it to be negative. Like it's almost like corn on the cob.
What is possibly negative about corn on the cob?
Well, no, like the negative being like youthful, like because it's not.
Oh.
It's not that it's like underdone.
Are you getting a strong corn note off of this?
Yeah.
Which is weird because it's predominantly wheat whiskey, and then I think there's blends of
There's just a,
bourbon,
like a, kind of a crispness to it.
but I think Old Elk straight bourbon isn't that a wheated?
No,
It's not,
Yeah,
okay.
that one is pretty traditional.
But they do have some. Okay, so there's plenty of regular bourbon in here as well. Then I guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is interesting, man. I can't really pin this one down. You know.
So another flavor comparison, and this is not the description of this, but you know how there's salted caramel, which is kind of a mix of two totally separate flavors that work well together.
Yes, absolutely.
So this is not salted caramel like, but it is a blend of sweet and savory that works well together.
Sure. But I'm getting more of like a. I just said this in another review that's going to come out recently, but it's like the.
Could you say that again?
I said sorry, and you know who piped in. I've had a couple recently that we've had a couple really sweet bourbons, and I get that like, you know, the smell of the kitchen when you're baking cookies, or even when you're just like the ingredients when you're making, when you've got the melted butter and the brown sugar and the chocolate chips, and you know, you just got the cookie dough going. And then along with that, just some nice caramels, a little bit of nice vanilla in there, just kind of an overall blend of just another desserty one. But we recently did one that was very desserty as well. Completely different style of.
That one had more like darker, maybe heavier type notes.
Yeah.
Where this one's much brighter and airier, but still really nice.
We're talking about the Starlight Port Night
sure.
Rises, or Port Night from Storytime. We just recently filmed a review of that, and we said the same thing. It was very desserty, but completely in a different category.
I think so.
You know?
That one's more like a dark chocolate kind of note, where this is almost like honey and baking spices, subtle kind of flavors.
Maybe like the little bit of creme brulee, like the crusted burnt top of a creme brulee. Very nice. If you like sweet stuff and you don't mind dropping a little more than $100 on a bottle,
this is really, really good. This
is,
definitely drinks like a luxury /
premium
quality premium bourbon.
And it's different enough, like it's definitely a bourbon, and you notice that.
Yep.
But it's different enough in that desserty category where I feel like it's kind of got its own thing to offer that maybe also kind of helps command that price point where it's like, okay, if you wanted to pick something that you're going to compare directly to this, what would it be? I don't even know.
It would take some time to kind of think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, well, this has been the Old Elk Infinity 2022 blend on the Bourbon Note. I'm Ben.
I'm Greg. Till next time. See you next time.